I think that men do have a physical advantage in sports because they're just, built more physically capable. Even though people are fighting for equality, there really is an equality in sports because men are just more physically capable of doing those activities.
Biologically, men are built more muscular, and therefore they're going to be stronger and faster on average, and because of that, they're going to be more successful in co-ed sports.
I think the media contributes to the idea that men are better at sports than women are, simply by the notion of like, oh, you throw like a girl, or like stuff like that, where it's very physical, saying that women don't have the same capabilities as men. They also focus a lot more attention on men than on women on almost every single sport other than maybe tennis and gymnastics. I think that just the screen time alone really contributes to the narrative that men are superior in physical ability.
Most sports fans are men, more so than women, so they'd like to see men's sports, and then it's also just a higher quality game, so they're more popular.
I've definitely noticed that the media has more negative portrayals of female athletes, just like when they're talking about their stories, there's always like an emphasis on like how it was as a girl. There's always an emphasis on like how amazing it is that like a girl can be doing the same thing as a man, or in the Olympics, for example, when they talk about like Serena Williams' outfit and like what she's wearing, and they don't do that with the male athletes ever. I felt the struggle of being a female athlete, like for example, in my high school, the boys' locker room was twice the size of the girls' varsity locker room, like in our normal locker room and in the hockey locker room, and like the boys always got better ice time for hockey practice and stuff, so in that respect I did.
Ballet dancer, there was a lot of pressure to be thinner and prettier, and I think that's something that you really only see in females.
I think that people don't show as much support for female athletics because there's not as much excitement or flair in some of the games. For example, in the NBA, there are guys who will sprint down the floor and throw down a huge dunk or hit crazy shots, or it gets really physical. Whereas like in the women's game, there's only a handful of players who can dunk, and I think that's just a less exciting sport to watch because of some of those physical differences.
I wouldn't consider myself qualified to answer that question because I haven't really watched many women's sports in my life.